Okay, so far I am back with half of the process in transforming Sensational's Brazilian Curly. Okay, as you see in the picture before, this was an kinky curly texture. Well, not kinky curly, but it was a curly texture. This hair is super silky now that I straightened it, but there's nothing that some dry shampoo or some baby powder can't fix to take down the sheen of the wig. I honestly think since the wig was curly, that kind of masked the true texture of the wig. But I know for a fact when the top was straight, it looked silky anyway, which is something I probably didn't notice when I first did the wig review. In the beginning, I loved the wig, and as time went on, the wig just became like a hot mangled mess. Um, I wanted to save this wig because I believe that even though synthetic wigs are inexpensive, you still spend your money on it. So if you don't like something about your wig, that you should revamp it. Now I did. This is my second time trying to revamp this wig. In the beginning, I cut it because it was a long, crinkly, curly unit, and I didn't like it. So I cut it, and it was just crazy. Like it just didn't look good. And like with the black, I like that it's dark root, but the dark root for right now looks better straight versus when it was curly. I was like, it was too much dark root. I would rather be this much black and then the 30 color, because I did get this in a 1B30. This is not the finished outcome. I'm just taking a quick break to show y'all what I've done to this wig so far. Now, in order to brush this wig out, let me talk about shedding. Like, this is how much shedding I got brushing this wig out. It doesn't look as big now because I kind of balled it up in my hand, but trust me, when I was brushing it, child, whew, hair everywhere. I'm gonna have to seriously vacuum because I know it's hair everywhere. Um, while I was flat ironing, I did notice a few straggly pieces from when I cut the wig in its curly state. So while I straightened it, I was able to see like what exactly I need to cut. So I was able to cut and shape this wig. I think right now it's a pretty good length. I say it's about 8 to 10 inches right now. It's not exactly in a blunt cut, but it does look like, how your ends look right before you get them clipped and you're about to get it styled. This is the part on the wig. You get about, I think, 3 to 4 inches worth of parting space. And I just like this color and I didn't want to give up this on this wig. So I'm going to go in there and curl it with my 1-inch Revlon curling iron on one of the lowest or the second to lowest setting. That way I won't damage the hair because it's in synthetic and you need to be mindful that synthetic is not a hair, it is a fiber, and that you should treat it as such. I used some cheap flat irons that I bought from Ross. I believe they're Conair, they're purple. I think it's about a 1.5-inch plate. It's a real cheap flat iron I bought from Ross for like maybe $12. Something that I knew that wasn't going to get as hot because now I don't want to use my good flat irons, the ones that I use on my natural hair and on my human hair, my virgin hair wigs. I don't want to use that on synthetic hair, so I'm going to just mainly focus on letting my synthetic wigs that are straight have its own flat iron versus me using the same flat iron. But yes, I will be back with the last touch on this wig. I know this is bad. I know this is bad lighting, y'all, and I'm sorry, but this is the finished product of me flat ironing out Sensational Beach Curl. So it is, like it said, 100% heat safe. The texture pretty much didn't change because to me the texture was silky while it's curly. But excuse me squeaking, this is my styrofoam mannequin head, but I will cut the straight ends off from the first cut when I cut it while it was curly. And this is basically how it did. It did get super straight. It took about an hour, between an hour and a half to straighten the entire thing. So after this, I will chop the ends off and curl it and let y'all see how it looks, and then I'll put it on my head. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Curly K Calam, and here I am with the final outcome of this wig. Y'all, when I say I worked my finger, excuse this back here. These are wigs, y'all. It's a lot. I had to go through my tote to actually find this wig this morning because I was just like, I want to give it one more chance. And y'all, I think that I finally have found some hope. So this is the final outcome of my sensational beach curl wig. So let me just show you the tools that I used. For one, this brush to brush the hair through. This wide tooth comb. This is my Conair straightener that I use to straighten this wig. This flat iron only has one setting, which is on and off. It does not, it just gets hot. Now it doesn't get too hot because, or else it would have ruined this wig. But I think it did a pretty good job of getting the wig straight. Now this is the Revlon 1-inch curling barrel that I did use to curl this wig. I love that Revlon 1-inch curling iron. So if y'all could find y'all one, that would be great because those are the wigs that I use. I mean, those are the that is the curling iron, the specific curling iron that I use to revamp all of my more glamorous wigs, because the ceramic barrel, it doesn't burn the hair as long as you have it on either 1 or 5. I love that curling iron because, like I said, it doesn't burn the hair and it does give it a pretty good style. And what I did to get these curls was, you know, once I finally straightened the wig, I curled the wig, I let the curl fall in my hand, and then I would take a duckbill clip and just hold it right there for that little bit of time. That way the curls can hold and mold its shape. And this wig definitely looks 100% better. I wish that I could have recorded everything, but y'all would have been mad if that video was that long and I took breaks in between because I was watching TV and watching stuff on YouTube to help me try to pass the time. But I'm telling you, even though it does look a tad bit more silky than what it initially looked like, I love the outcome of this hair, and the color is more befitting on this wig now that it's shorter and it's actually styled in this way, because when it was curly, this black just made it look really harsh. But now this black, the natural 1B, the dark roots, is actually, you know, complementing the style now more that it is shorter. And I'm also loving the curls. I love the body. Let me just show you the side. Here's the back. And here's the other side. So ladies, before you actually throw away that synthetic wig, like I said, majority of the synthetic wigs now are heat safe, meaning that they can take heat up to 400 degrees. Now, do I use my heat tools on exactly 400 degrees? No, I do not, because that will definitely completely alter the texture of the hair. But as long as you have it on a low heat, just, you know, hot enough to do something, because depending upon which texture of synthetic hair that you're using, that you're trying to manipulate and change, you can actually tell whether or not your tool is hot enough or not. And that's just, you know, it takes time to build up that judgment, because of course you can, you know, when something is hot enough, because it'll actually melt the hair if it's too hot. But if it's just right, you know, I say on a heat low enough not to burn your hand. If you can't touch it and not burn your hand, that's how you know that it's the perfect heat. Like with this hair took heat, it didn't melt the hair, it didn't pull the hair out, didn't, you know, it just didn't damage the hair. And so I was able to take a completely textured wig, straighten it all the way out, and style it. And this is also for women who love to do projects. Like when I have my wigs, like I said, synthetic wigs are what you make it. People think that synthetic wigs don't last as long, and I'm here to turn that judgment down, because you can definitely style the wig. You just have to have patience And like today, it's raining outside. I came home from work. I had absolutely nothing to do. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to change the style of this week and can make a completely different style. And that I did. And now I am loving the outcome. I'm loving the concept. This will count as my update video for that week, as well as, the styling in the show and tell portion of this week. I do want to do a blonde hair lookbook for all my blonde, my honey blonde, and not 613, but 27 blonde wigs, because I like to give people a variation. I want you guys to see, and so this may be mentioned in that week. I was definitely gonna put beach curly in my least favorite wigs of 2017, and I still am. But now that I have revamped it, I'll make sure that I include a clip in that video of how I revamped it. But this will be the main video on the revampedness of this wig. But yeah, just stick tuned to my channel. The year's rounding out, so a lot of content is going to be coming forth with this hair stuff, and I'm going to try to push out as much content as I can, because I'm here to grow my platform and to grow my channel, because hair is something that I truly love doing in my free time, as well as making videos. And I get a lot of questions about hair, like in my normal life, because a lot of people don't know that I do YouTube yet, but I get a lot of questions about the wigs that I wear and styling. And most wigs, I do make wigs, but most of the time I don't. Most of the time, I just have wigs that I have purchased with my own money, and I revamp those wigs and turn them into something completely new. So, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the video, please, so I can, grow my numbers. And as well as follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Curly K Glam. And I will be back with more content. Thanks, y'all. Deuces.